All right. Liven this thing up a little bit, right? Plus, they told me I had to speak for 15 minutes, so I'm looking for filler. You want to hear that again? Wow. What a great-looking group. I can see you now. I couldn't see you when I was sitting there. The light was directly in my eye, but I will tell you, this is awesome. You know, you won't remember what I said a year from now, but you'll remember that crazy popo going back and forth across that stage. And as an elected official, that's okay if you remember me. President Byrd, esteemed faculty and staff, members of the Board of Trustees, proud families and friends, and above all, graduates of the class of 2025, thank you for the honor of addressing you today. I am deeply grateful to stand here, not only as the Sheriff of Lake County, but as someone who believes in the power of education, in the strength of community, and in the limitless potential of every single graduate seated before me today. This is a day of celebration. It is also a day of reflection, a moment when we pause to honor the work you've done, the hurdles you've overcome, and the people who helped you get here. But most importantly, this is a day to look ahead. Because while you've accomplished something great, this is not the finish line. This is the launch pad. Graduates, today you have taken a big step in achieving your goals. That's not just a ceremonial phrase, it is a statement of truth. You may not fully realize it at this moment, but by completing your degree, you've already demonstrated something extraordinary. You've proven that you can commit, that you can follow through, that you can show up even when it's hard, and that you can persevere. Whether your time here at Lake-Sumter was a direct path or filled with detours, whether you came here fresh out of high school or attended while raising a family and working a full-time job, you worked and you didn't quit. You've taken the first, most critical step. You've started. But as we all know, starting is only the beginning. I want to talk to you plainly today, not as the sheriff, but as someone who has seen life at its best and at its worst. I've seen what it takes to succeed. I've seen what happens when people give up too early. Success will not come easy. Not in this life, not in any field, not on any path worth walking. There will be times when you wonder if it's worth it, when it feels like you're working harder than everyone else just to stay in place. There will be days when you will question whether your goals are too ambitious or whether you're strong enough to keep pushing forward. And in those moments, I want you to remember the reward is always on the other side of effort. No one hands out real success. You can't buy it, and you can't chat GPT it. I teach. It comes through discipline. Early mornings, long nights, sacrifice, and consistency. It is built slowly, brick by brick, one difficult decision at a time. There will be moments of recognition. There will be days when people applaud you, but most of your progress will happen quietly when no one's watching, when you're doing the right thing simply because it is the right thing. And discipline isn't just about hard work, it's about persistence. It's about having the resilience to keep showing up even when that path is uncertain. That level of commitment is what builds excellence. And as you work and as you climb, stay grounded in who you are. The world is changing fast. It's noisy out there, full of opinions, distractions, temptations, and pressure. And in that chaos, it becomes all too easy to lose sight of your moral compass. That's why I urge you to stay true to your values. Hold firm to your principles, even when they're inconvenient, even when they cost you something. Don't just be a person of achievement, be a person of substance. Be a person of integrity. Integrity is not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about choosing honesty when dishonesty is easier. It's about doing what's right when no one is looking and standing up for those who cannot stand for themselves. In law enforcement, I've come to realize that the most powerful person in the room isn't the one with the loudest voice or the biggest title. It's the one whose character commands respect, whose integrity is unquestioned. And integrity isn't just about your private life. It shapes your public legacy. You can win every award, gain every title, but if you lose your character in the process, you've lost far more than you've gained. So be the kind of leader, colleague, friend, and citizen whose values speak louder than your words. Graduates, if you only remember one thing from my address today, I hope you remember this. This point has shaped my life and the lives of nearly every great leader that I know. It is okay to fail. It is okay to fail. And in my opinion, in fact, it's not just okay, it is essential. We live in a world obsessed with image, with social media posts that make it seem like everyone is winning all the time. But the truth, life doesn't work like that. Behind every success story, there is a story of hardship, of mistakes, of failure. I've failed deeply. I've made those wrong decisions, and I've fallen short. I've faced disappointment, grief, loss, and you will too. But hear me clearly. What will define you is not the failure itself. It is how you recover. It is the recovery that reveals who you are. The moment after everything has fallen apart, you must decide whether to stand back up or stay on the ground. Stand back up. Some of the most powerful people in history were considered failures long before they were considered legends. Failure teaches us far more than success ever could. It teaches humility. It teaches perspective. It teaches empathy. Because once you've been down, you recognize the struggle in others. Failure builds a kind of strength you cannot fake. You will be tested in ways you can't yet imagine. You may lose a job, a relationship, a sense of direction. But in those dark and difficult moments, remind yourself of this. You are not your setbacks. You are the sum of how you rise. Let your failures humble you, but never define you. Let them teach you, but never stop you. The strongest, wisest, most compassionate people are those who have fallen and gotten back up with a deeper understanding of who they are and what they stand for. And let me add this to that. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose mentors. Choose peers who challenge you to grow. Choose to listen more than you speak. Be lifelong learners, and remember that education doesn't stop when you walk across this stage. The greatest leaders are those who never stop being students. So embrace the full journey, the wins and the losses, the high points and the valleys. Let it shape you, but never shrink you. Class of 2025, Lake-Sumter State College has prepared you for this. You have been equipped not only with knowledge, but with perseverance, community, and heart. Now you step into the world, not as finished products, but as bold beginnings. Carry yourselves with dignity, work hard, speak honestly, walk with humility, and when you fall, because you will, get back up with purpose, pride, and the knowledge that your story is still being written. Congratulations. We are proud of you. We are inspired by you, and we are counting on you. Thank you. May God bless you, and may God bless the future you're about to build.